In a place where giant kelp and other large sea plants are grown, why would anyone concern themselves with plants and products barely visible to the eye? In this variation on a Dutch windmill scene, the folks at Cyanotech have built their operation on tiny plants. In huge 600-foot raceways containing stuff that looks like carrot juice, they're raising microalgae called NELHA, which happens to be abundant in nature. The company currently has 6 raceways operating and plans to have 12 in production soon. That's a lot of space for something so common. They do it because these tiny plants contain beta-carotene, a compound receiving much attention due to its potential cancer-reducing properties. Sources of beta-carotene include many common vegetables. In fact, carrots were once thought to be the highest natural source of beta-carotene, containing 1/100% of the compound. The NELHA powder produced here is 10% beta-carotene, 1,000 times higher than the yield from carrots. In a health-conscious world, Cyanotech's conotine is targeted as the company's big product.
The thing that makes Kiholi Point very unique for growing microscopic algae is, first of all, the sunlight. Kiholi Point receives more sunlight than any other place in the U.S. at sea level. Also, it has a very low rainfall, only 12 inches a year. As well, we have access to deep ocean water, pumped from a depth of 2,000 feet, that provide us nutrients and a very clean environment to grow the algae.
These conditions are also important to another Cyanotech crop, blue-green algae called spirulina. While it might never win the company any awards for attractiveness, the deep green of this water means that it contains a thriving crop of the algae. Prior to the interest in beta-carotene, spirulina was Cyanotech's major product. The tiny plants are 60% protein and also the highest known vegetable source of vitamin B, which accounts for the fact that demand has often exceeded supply during the past couple of years. Through a special company technique, the algae growing in the raceways are transported to the processing building. Once there, the plant material is processed and all the moisture removed. The resulting powder is packaged for shipment to various customers.
The deep ocean water is important to our project because it's very clean. There is essentially no industrial pollution, and for our purposes, it's practically sterile from a microbiological standpoint. There's no other algae in there that can contaminate our ponds. And it is very rich in nutrients, in some cases 10 to 30 times higher in trace nutrients than surface water.
The idea of using a paddle wheel to move water isn't exactly new, but the efficiency of this fairly low-tech practice in mixing the crop to assure adequate exposure to sunlight and nutrients is a little surprising, especially when the water is being pushed the length of 2 football fields.